Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is podcast number 10. We got Mr. Bousquet, Miss Young, the guidance secretary and director. So, first question for you guys. Now, we know you from inside the school. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing outside of school.
Raising my 3 kids constantly. They keep me busy.
It's a big task.
It is. I got a 7-year-old and I got twin, almost 4-year-olds. So they keep me on my toes.
There you go.
So, I hate to have a repeat, but it's a repeat. Raising my kids, 3 kids as well. After work gets out, it's a taxi cab. So we're running all around town to their activities, doing that.
I don't have that yet. I've been
Keyword, emphasize on yet. Emphasize on yet.
I've been strategic in not exposing them to too much so that I don't have to play taxi.
Emphasize on yet. So, how do the roles of guidance secretary and director differ from just a guidance counselor?
That's a great question. So I'll start off with my position. It's kind of overseeing everything that we do. And then, taking a look at the practices that we've had kind of historically and seeing how we can, amongst the team come up with ideas to make them even better, to create new offerings and opportunities for you all, the student body, and to kind of help you guys explore, and figure out where you're going to go, for the next level, whether that's college, career, military, all those different things. So we're just trying to have great offerings for you all and trying to take a look at, at Stonington High School, what we have for programming and resources that we have and how to best utilize them.
So you're working more with the counselors as opposed to the counselors working with the students. In a way. Because, I've come in and sat in with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do that as well. So I definitely will, work with students, kind of everything. And sometimes if there's interesting student situations, I'm kind of might get brought into it just for ideas and brainstorming. And we just have a really, really good team. And then I'm going to let her answer the question about guidance secretary, but Mrs. Young is super dynamic.
She's another counselor in her own way.
In her own way.
Unofficial.
True.
I have my caseload.
Yep. But she just does some amazing things and kind of ties everything together.
The amount of times I've seen Miss Young for Power School is not okay.
Yeah. I'm going to start charging you. The amount of times that I have to reset Power School passwords, I'm going to start charging all of you because it's a separate job in and of itself.
That could fund your candy.
It could fund all the snacks that I keep at my desk. So
it's a great idea. Thanks, Austin.
So I feel like I'm like the air traffic controller of guidance. Sitting in the center, I direct kids where to go. I help schedule appointments if I have access. I answer basic questions about timelines and all that. And then behind the scenes, I answer parent questions. I answer emails from other schools. I import new students into Power School. I transfer out of Power School. I do all of your transcript requests. I put together all the scheduling for the next year and create new courses. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
So the real question should have been, what do you not do? Clearly everything.
I do not counsel at all. I'm not qualified to counsel. So, unofficially. I'm happy to lend an ear. I'm happy to be what you need for me, but unofficially.
Yep. Well, we appreciate it. Big time.
I'm here for you.
So, now, Mr. Bousquet, this one's for you because the first time that I met you, you were the assistant principal at Dean's Mill. So, kind of walk us through your journey around Stonington Public Schools because there's been more than just 2 roles, right?
I was in my office way too many times.
So that's a great question. I was kind of hoping you'd ask me this, and you might not know this, but I've known you almost since you were born.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Look at that.
Look at this.
So my career actually started as a school counselor at Mystic Middle School, where I had the opportunity to work with your mom.
Okay.
And I was there for a few years as a counselor. Then I had the opportunity to come up here back in the day when I was young, and was here for a few years, and then I bounced back to the middle school as dean of students when there were still the 2 middle schools, and then came back here again, and then went to Dean's Mill as assistant principal for 8 years, and then I had this outstanding opportunity to come back here again. So it's been.
Wait, so what were you when you say you came back again? Like before guidance director, what was your role?
right now, or
Like before, when you were bouncing between here and the middle school.
Yep.
You were a dean of students.
Dean of students.
And counselor at the middle school.
Yes.
And then
Yep.
what were you here before, director?
Guidance director, and then it's when we had a bunch of ICs. I was also coordinator of arts and special ed for a short amount of time.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Yep.
nice.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
was a Falcon for 1 year.
Really?
Yep.
So
Doing
many
what?
Fitch people in this school.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Not me.
crazy.
I'm a Stonington. I'm really a Stonington. I'm not from Stonington, but I'm a Stonington guy.
Yeah.
I came back.
Yep.
This side of the river is better.
Yeah.
And what do you do as like a counselor at the middle school? Because here obviously it's interactive and
Yep.
you're always talking with your counselor, figuring out
Yep.
schedule stuff and college stuff. But at the middle school level, what are you
Yep.
working on?
So that's a great question. You guys can imagine middle school is an interesting time for kids trying to figure stuff out, relationships. So a lot of relationship building, conflict resolution, helping them kind of plan and learn study skills, working on things like state testing, also scheduling down there. It's actually more complex in some ways, but they
It's
don't have
crazy
yeah.
what they do.
they don't have the offerings we do where
Right.
you don't have the choices, but when it comes to the actual schedule itself, it is, Mrs. Young said, it's crazy how complex it is. So you're working on a lot of things like that, and then stuff like student assistance team where when it comes to attendance and just kind of helping kids out and to access their education and to hopefully like coming to school.
Yeah.
So kind of to even take another step back, but it's for the both of you. Like, how did you get into Stonington, like, in the first place? Like, how'd you
How'd you
end up
find
here?
your way here?
Yeah, how'd you end up here?
Do you want to start?
My mom was the original guidance secretary. She started here when I was in high school, and when I graduated from college, I was just looking for something. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I actually started out here as a para in the library under the IT branch. I don't know how I landed that, but... And then I had originally applied for actually Mrs. Linder's position in the main office, and I didn't get it the first time. And then the person who did ended up leaving, and I reapplied, and I did better. And they said that I showed growth in my understanding of a school, because this was my first time, trying to get into a high school other than when I was in one. So I got that position. I was in the front office as the bookkeeper and assistant principal secretary until I moved down to guidance 4 years ago. This is my 4th year in guidance.
Nice. That's awesome.
And then for me, I was living in Massachusetts, where I grew up and was from, and I started my career there, but wanted to move to this area, and was super fortunate to interview in Stonington and come to this great place.
Awesome. All right, so this is a quick step off. Does Stonington still allow a senior prank? Do you know?
It depends what the.
Does it
senior
have
prank
to
is.
get passed by someone?
So my piece of advice would be, I would check in with administration, give them a heads up, because the thing with senior prank, so a short answer would be no, but I think I would want to talk to administration and give them a rundown of what you're thinking about.
Okay.
And if it's reasonable, there's maybe a possibility, but if it's unreasonable, it can kind of put you in a bad spot.
Right.
And
We have
we've
had
seen that
that.
happen.
Yeah.
So that it's just kind of a warning I would give, of kind of checking it out first. And
All right. We'll go try to get it passed.
It,
then.
Yeah.
it never hurts to go ask a hypothetical question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
and kind of like I said, reasonable. When it's
Yeah.
something
I think
like-
it's reasonable. Our first idea that we've already talked about was having a giant food fight where we'd like line up the tables and then have like a World War II trenches kind of thing, or World War I. That's not going to happen. That's not the
That's
idea.
Scratched off the
That
table.
was my
that's,
idea.
that's not a good idea.
You better hope that nobody starts a
Yeah.
food fight and then
Yeah.
says Pat McGugan started it.
Yeah.
Hey, for the record, we're on record. I am not saying to do it.
That is a hard no. That's
From
your
guidance
is a no.
directly, do not do it. All right.
So, kind of going off of that, what is something that the two of you love doing that no one really knows about?
I'm bad at questions on the spot. I mean, everybody knows I love Disney. I love everything Disney. That's half my tattoos. So that's my obvious answer. I'm not kidding. I have a Disney half sleeve. I have Disney coordinates here. I have a Disneyland tattoo here. I have a castle on my leg with all my family's birth flowers. Like,
Have you been to most of the locations?
I've been to 3. I've been to Disney World. I actually got married in Disney World. And then I've been to Disneyland a couple times, and I just went to Disneyland Paris in November.
Awesome.
So it's definitely my passion. My unofficial answer is I used to love to play music. I actually went to college as a music performance major, and I actually really miss it.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to
Why don't
find
you
time
just
to
get a
make loud
guitar and
noises in my house.
Pluck away down there.
I wasn't a guitar player. I was a saxophonist. So,
Do that. That'd be sick.
well, I would love to.
I think most of the
but
kids here would love to walk into guidance just seeing you.
I'll see what I can do. The saxophone is still in my basement, so I'll see what I can do.
Maybe an acoustic. It could be nice and calming.
That's right.
Jack of all trades.
And a master of none is still yet better than a master of one.
Yeah, that's why my degree took so long. Fun fact, music credits don't transfer to business.
Yeah.
They just don't.
And then mine is running. I've been a runner for a long time. Started in high school, ran college track and kind of continued on with it as I got older. So it's something I still do. It's a little different than when I was younger, just because of my busy schedule. But I still do it and still enjoy it, and it gives me that great feel every time I do it. So.
All right, but now you got a humble brag. What do you got coming up?
I don't even like to talk about it because I don't want to jinx myself. But
I'm going to put you on the spot.
The 2025 Boston Marathon.
Wow.
Yeah, there
April
we go.
21st.
Right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
So I'm starting to do the long runs.
That's
on
awesome.
the weekends. Yep.
Oof.
And then the other thing, in addition to the 3 kids, I have 3 dogs. So I'm a big, dog lover of almost any kind of dog. Have a lot of fun with dogs, and just enjoy having them and as pets, and kind of make them part of the family.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yep. Love that. Well, I envy you because I would not make it.
No.
I'd be done
no,
at
no,
the
no, no.
5-mile mark.
There's a
Tapping
reason. There's a reason I jump and I don't run.
But I can't jump.
There's
All right. So let's go on. We got some would you rather questions. Would you rather be Batman or Iron Man?
Batman.
Batman.
Batman? Okay.
I think that's what I would say.
I don't know. See, I could fly. And I'd have access to Tony Stark's arsenal.
This is true.
I'm going Iron Man.
Okay. So, would you rather go backstage with your favorite band or be an extra on your favorite TV show?
If Friends was still running, I would definitely be an extra on Friends. 100%.
I'm gonna go backstage.
Backstage.
With which band?
Undecided. But I know that's kind of a lame answer, but
Sorry.
I think it would just be kind of cool to kind of see what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
What about you guys?
I'm gonna be an extra.
I would be backstage, I think. But I don't know with who. Just to see,
Same.
just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
I don't,
I'd be an extra on.
a lot of moving parts. Just
I bet. I'd be an extra on The Office.
not Seinfeld.
Guidance edition?
Not Seinfeld.
See, Seinfeld, like The Office, there's a ton of people to talk to. I got four people, plus, and I don't want to talk to Newman. So, yeah. All right. Next one. Would you rather have aliens be real and covered up by the government, or have no extraterrestrial life in the universe?
Aliens.
You want aliens to be real?
Sure. Maybe they can whisk us away and save us all.
I'm going to say no extraterrestrials.
Yeah. Just us.
Yep.
The lone Earth.
How about you
All right.
guys?
I would say aliens. We can't be the only ones, right?
There's no
Exactly.
way.
Maybe there's some cool other planet
we
like
can't.
Avatar.
We can't be the only ones. But I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm gonna go aliens.
Aliens? Yeah. Would you rather never eat cookies again or only drink water for the rest of your life?
Only drink water for the rest of my life.
Can't live without the cookies.
I mean, I like them occasionally. I don't have to have them, but like I drink water anyway, so it's an easy.
Says the one with a coffee cup in her hand.
Listen, don't judge me.
I'm gonna go with the water as well.
Yeah. Well, running,
See,
gotta
water.
stay
if we
hydrated.
do the water only, it'll force me to have better habits.
We need the
right.
water, yeah.
I can get
Okay. Definitely.
caffeine in other
I like
ways.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather star in a Star Wars or Marvel film?
Marvel. I can't stand Star Wars.
Really?
I don't like Star Wars.
Wow.
Wow.
Why not?
I never got into them as a kid, and I'm not really into like the whole space thing, minus my question and answer to the aliens. But like, it's just not my thing. It's not my genre. So I'd much rather be in a Marvel movie and maybe meet Tom Holland.
Okay.
Love me some Spider-Man.
Yep.
I can't blame you.
Ditto again. I could never really catch on to Star Wars. I don't know
It's
why.
not my thing.
Yeah, same here. Nothing against it. Just
No.
not
Yeah.
my
I think
thing.
it was one of those. My brother was so into it that I was like anti it, just to be like, I don't like what he likes. So
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough.
That
They're
is
so-
tough.
they're both so
That's
good.
really tough.
If I had to choose, I'll go Star Wars.
I think I'd say Marvel.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
Ah,
really
whatever.
really
It's a
hard.
tough
That's a really tough question.
I'm a lover of both. So.
Yeah.
All right. Bring us
Finally.
home, Austin. Bring us.
Finally, would you rather always have wet socks or a small rock in your shoe? That's rough. Just
as a person who usually doesn't wear socks or shoes, I usually go for flip-flops. I hate both those options. But I think I'd have to say wet socks.
Yeah.
I'm not about that.
I'm gonna go with the small rock, hoping that it kind of sets itself off to the side. and
that's
don't
what
have
I
to
would
deal with
say.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Get it on top.
That's right.
Yeah. No, some tough questions, but hey, thank you guys. We're gonna cut it off because midterms we can't be late.
We
can't
cannot
extend our
be
time.
late.
Thanks for having us.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
thanks for inviting
this was
us.
awesome.
Yep.
So thank you guys. All right, thanks everybody.